Come back to the episode 3. As the sky turned dark, Taehyung quickly left the room and made his way to the kitchen. He was determined to cook something special to express his gratitude. They will make dumplings for Mr. and Mrs. Jeon. He said softly to himself, a small smile on his lips. When he turned the kitchen, he saw the family cook busy preparing dinner. Hi, Taehyung greeted shyly. The cook turned towards him with a kind smile. Hello, young master, ready for the dinner? Taehyung giggled softly. Actually, I wanted to ask for a small favor, he said timidly. The cook titled his head in curiosity. What kind of favor? Well, can I borrow the kitchen after you finish preparing dinner? I want to cook something special for Mr. and Mrs. Jeon. Taehyung explained, his voice filled with hope. The cook hesitated. Young master, you know the rules. The kitchen. Please. Taehyung interrupted, his eyes wide and pleading. His soft feature and gentle tone made it impossible for the cook to refuse. The cook sighed, defeating. All right, just this once, but if Mr. Jeon finds out, I will take the responsibilities, he said. Taehyung beamed with happiness. Thank you so much. I will make sure not to cause any problem. After dinner, once the kitchen was clear, Taehyung put on an apron and prepared the ingredients he would brought earlier. His delicate hands worked delightfully as he chopped vegetables and kneaded dough. So now I will start. He whispered to himself, a small smile on his face. An hour later, the kitchen was filled with the savory aroma. Just then, Miss Jung Minji, Mrs. Jeon, arrived home from her long day of filming. The warm, inviting smell greeted her as soon as she entered the house. "Man, was that amazing smell?" she asked, turning to her personal assistant. "It seems like someone made dumplings, ma'am," her assistant replied. Minji followed the accent into the kitchen. Curious, she stopped in her track when she saw Taehyung standing there in apron. Mr. Kim, you cooked this?" Minji asked in surprise, a gentle smile forming on her face. Taehyung's cheeks turned into red as he scratched his head. Yes, Mrs. Jeon. Minji glanced man. Oh, no need to be formal. Just call me Minji, alright? But men, no buts, Minji. Is it? It is, she said firmly, pouting playfully. Taehyung smiled shyly. Alright, Minji. Men, perfect. Now, may I try some? She asked, her eyes sparkling with smile. Hesitated, but eventually sat next to her, still timid. Men, don't be so stiffy. I am not scary, you know, she teased, taking her first bite, her eyes widen in delight. Men, this is delicious. Taehyung, you are amazing. Taehyung smiled, his heart warming at her praise. I'm glad you like it. Minji looked at him thoughtfully. Men, but why go through all this trouble? We already have a cook. Taehyung lowered his gaze. I just wanted to thank you. And Minji's smile fluttered. Min, your sister? Was she unwell? Taehyung nodded. She needed an urgent operation and I didn't have the means to help her. You and Mr. Jeon gave me a chance to work here and help my family. For that, I will always be grateful. Minji reached out, placing a comforting hand on his. Min, Taehyung, you are such a kind soul. It's rare to meet someone like you. Your sister is lucky to have you. Taehyung's eyes glittered with emotion. Thank you for saying that. Minji smiled warmly. They are too good to share. Is that okay? Of course. Taehyung said, quickly packing some for her. As she prepared to leave, Minji placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. Min, take care of yourself, Taehyung, and don't hesitate to ask for help if you ever need it. Taehyung's cheeks flushed as she nodded. I will. Thank you, Minji. Her laughter echoed as she waved goodbye, leaving Taehyung alone in the kitchen, feeling lighter than he had in days. As the night deepened, yo, bro, you needed to stop doing overtime. Seriously, you have been overworking yourself since you become the company president. You will be a father soon, remember? Jungkook clicked his tongue, brushing off the comment. JK, it's not like I have anyone to rush home for, he muttered, his tone dismissive. He glanced at Jackson, his brow slightly frowned. JK, how do you even know about this? Jackson is marked. Your mom told me, obviously. She also told me to keep an eye on you. He teased, shrugging dramatically. Jungkook. JK, right, and for your information, the marriage is just an obligation. Men barely comes home anyways because of her work. Jackson raised an eyebrow, amazed. Still, you have a wife. That's more than enough reason to take care of yourself. JK, why you even here? Jungkook sat back, finally turning his attention to Jackson. Jackson grinned widely. The food here is way better than mine. Obviously, who wouldn't want to crash? Said Jeon. JK, then get yourself a girlfriend. Jungkook replied flatly, that way too much trouble. Jackson sighed, throwing his arms up. You wouldn't understand. JK, stop winning. JK, stop winning. You're annoying. Jungkook remarked. There was no real bite in his tone. Before Jackson could retort, they stepped into the kitchen and for an instant of cook, it was them standing there, apron tied around his waist, nervously tearing up. JK, Mr. Kim, Jungkook exclaimed, his voice. Taehyung immediately straightened up and both they, good evening, sir, he said. Clearly catch off guard. Jungkook's eyes narrowed. JK, what are you doing here? Didn't I tell you the cook to make sure you don't walk? His voice was soft, glass with irritation. I'm sorry, sir, Taehyung mumbled, looking down, his cheeks flushed and embarrassed, seeing the tension in the room. Jackson quickly stepped in. All right, no need to fight, he said, his wave of his hand in like a referee. So you are. Then raised his head slightly, still looking timid. Then he said softly, bowing politely. Jackson beamed. Then you are really something. You look so delicate and beautiful. No wonder Jungkook's always in bad mood. He can't handle someone like you, he joked, earning a glare from Jungkook. JK, stop flirting with him, idiot. Jungkook snapped, I'm not flirting. Jackson denied, I'm just being honest. JK, enough. Jungkook interrupted. He turned his attention back to Taehyung, his tone softer. Taehyung fidgeted nervously, his hands clasped together. I just wanted to express my gratitude. Without your help, my sister's surgery wouldn't have been successful, he said quietly. Jungkook sighed deeply, with initial irritation melting into guilt. JK, I told you to rest. Taehyung, stress isn't good for you or the baby. Jackson, sensing the heavy atmosphere, decided to lighten the mood. Come on, Jungkook, don't be such a buzzkill. Taehyung went out. Jackson grimaced. See, even the smell is amazing. Come on, Jungkook. Reluctantly, Jungkook sat down and Taehyung served them both plates of steaming dumplings. Jackson took a bite first, his eyes widen in delight. Wow, this is amazing. Taehyung, you are a genuine genius in the kitchen. Jungkook followed. Taking a hesitant bite, his expression softened, though he tried to mask his enjoyment. Jackie, it's good, he muttered. Good? It's fantastic. Jungkook ignored him, finishing his plate quietly. When he was done, he pushed it forward. Jackie, more please, he said, avoiding eye contact with Taehyung. Taehyung smiled shyly, his cheeks turning pink as he served another round. I am glad you like it, he said softly as they ate. The tension in the room eased. Jackson kept the conversation light, lively, teasing Jungkook. Taehyung's cooking. When they finished, Jungkook cleared his throat. Okay, you can cook if you feel like it, he said. Jackson cringed, looked at him, pretending to be cold but secretly loving it. Classy Jungkook, Jackie, shut up, Jungkook muttered, but there was no real venom in his voice. As the night went on, Taehyung couldn't help but smile. For the first time, he felt a little more at ease in the Jeon mansion. Even Jungkook's eyes demeanor seems to the if they only slightly. Taehyung woke up suddenly, a nuisance feeling creeping over him. He clenched his stomach, quickly stumbled out of bed, rushing to the bathroom, his head throbbing and his stomach crunched and his knees felt weak. After throwing up, he rinsed his mouth and splashed cold water on his face. He sighed, lifting his head to meet his reflection in the mirror. His face looked pale and his unusual bright eyes appeared tired. Uh, the symptoms are starting again, he mumbled, resting his forehead against the cool surface of the mirror. Grabbing a towel and dried his face before heading out of the bathroom. As he walked down his room, he moved to his closet, pulling out a comfortable cloth and changed into. Once dressed, his gaze shifted to the window. The sun's not even up yet, he mumbled, rubbing his arms to shake off the lingering dizziness. His stomach growled softly. They might as well cook something since I'm awake. The house was quiet as Taehyung made his way downstairs to the kitchen. The staff were still asleep, and the stillness reminded him. When he entered the kitchen, he turned on the light and tied an apron around his waist. What should I make? He asked himself. He scanned the pantry. Eggs and toast sound good. And maybe I will make something for Mr. Jeon's lunch too, he decided, his spirit lifting slightly as he began gathering ingredients. After 30 minutes later, the cook arrived, startled to find Taehyung in the kitchen. Sir, you should have called me if you were hungry, the cook said. I filled with concern. Taehyung looked up from the stove with a soft smile. It's okay. I couldn't go back to sleep, so I thought I would make. The cook sighed, shaking his head. Master Jeon might scold me if he finds out, he muttered. Taehyung giggled lightly. Don't worry, he already gave me permission last night to cook occasionally. I just didn't want to waste my time doing nothing. The cook hesitated, eventually relented, sighing indifferent. All right, but please let me know if you need anything. I will help where I can. Before Taehyung could reply, a voice interrupted them. JK, what are you cooking? Startled Taehyung to see Jungkook standing at the kitchen entrance, his dark eyes observing him curiously. Good morning, sir. Taehyung greeted him. Jackie, good morning, Jungkook replied quickly, stepping further into the kitchen, his gaze shifting two things step up the JK eggs and toast. Taehyung nodded his smile and wearing Tae. Yes sir, would you like something else instead? Jungkook shook his head. He glanced at the cook and said, JK, Mr. Man, you can let Taehyung use the kitchen whenever he wants. I will handle it if there is any issues. The cook bowed again before excusing himself, leaving Jungkook and Taehyung alone in the kitchen. Taehyung quickly brushed himself, brewing of coffee, sneaking glances at Jungkook as he ate silently. Once the coffee was ready, he placed it before Jungkook. Hey, here you go, sir, he said softly. JK, thank you, Jungkook mumbled, counting his meal. Taehyung smiled at himself, happy to be of help, but his gaze lingered on Jungkook for a moment too long. JK, what aren't you going to eat? Jungkook asked, his tone slightly gruff, though there was a hint of embarrassment in his voice. Oh, right, Taehyung giggled. JK, make sure to eat properly, Jungkook said, his voice softening. Taehyung nodded, his mouth full. He hummed, making Jungkook lip twitch in amusement. After breakfast, Jungkook excused himself to prepare for work. When he came back downstairs, he was stopped by Taehyung at the kitchen door. Tae, sir, Taehyung called, holding out a neatly packed bag. Jungkook turned head, looking at the bag curiously. JK, what's this? Tae, your lunch, sir, Taehyung said shyly. Bowing his head, Jungkook took. Taehyung, you are welcome, sir. Taehyung replied, his smile as bright as morning sun. Just as Jungkook was about to leave, Taehyung called him again. Tae, sir. Jungkook stopped, glancing over his shoulder. JK, what is it now? Tae, your tie? It's crooked. Taehyung pointed out hesitantly. Jungkook instinctively reached up to touch it. JK, it's fine. But let me fix it, Taehyung interrupted, stepping closer. Before Jungkook could protest, Taehyung was already adjusting his tie, his delicate figures walking skillfully. Jungkook frozen, taken aback by the closeness as Taehyung focused on fixing the tie. Jungkook found himself noticing the faint mole below Taehyung's lips, the curve of his lashes and the slight flush on his cheeks. They're all done. Taehyung prepared, stepping back with a satisfied smile. Jungkook cleared his throat, slipping out of his thoughts. JK, thank you. Tae, no problem, sir. Taehyung beamed. JK, don't overwork yourself and make sure you rest, Jungkook reminded him before turning to leave. Tae, yes sir, Taehyung called after him, watching as Jungkook disappeared down the hall. To be continued. So everyone, how was the episode and what do you think? How their relationship gonna build? We will get to know in future episodes. Hope you will love it. See you again. Bye bye.